Okay, so here is number 3 from slide 3 on classkick this week. The first thing I always want you to take care of is the distributive property. So I'm going to distribute this -3 to both the x and the -6. -3 times x is -3x. -3 times -6 is a positive 18. And if you're wondering how that turned into a plus sign, remember a negative times a negative is a positive. And I'm not going to multiply the -3 times -10 because the -10 is not in parentheses, but I don't want to forget to rewrite it. So I'm going to rewrite it, bring down my equal sign, and bring down my 35. And I'm also going to draw my line right down the center, just so I remember whatever I do on one side, I do to the other. And now my like terms are positive 18 and a -10. These are on the same side of the equation, and I can combine them because they're on the same side. So now I get -3x, and positive 18 minus 10 is positive 8. And then I bring down my equal sign and I bring down my 35. And the opposite of adding 8 is subtracting 8. So I want to get that to the other side, so I'm going to subtract it. And this creates a 0 pair here. And please don't forget that the leftover term over here is -3x equals 35 minus 8 is 27. And we are almost done. One more step. They're multiplying by -3, so I'm going to divide by -3. And 27 divided by -3 is -9. A positive divided by a negative is a negative. And 27 divided by 3 is 9. So that is -9. And if I wanted to check that, I would just plug that in for x. And I should get a true statement. I should get 35 equals 35 on both sides. All right, looking at number 4, the first thing I'm going to do is draw my line down the center. It's not a very straight one, but it's okay. And here is where my hint for this type of a problem. If there is no distributive property to use, there's no like terms to combine that are on the same side, I would take care of the smaller amount of x's first. I have 5 x's over here, and I have -3x over here. So -3x is the smaller amount of x's, and the opposite of -3x is a positive 3x. So I'm going to add 3x to both sides. And see here, the reason I do that is because I'm creating a 0 pair, and that will leave me with -8 equals 5x plus 3x is 8x. And don't forget to bring down the -16. Okay, and look at that variable. That variable is positive because I chose to bring the -3x to the other side by adding it. If I had subtracted 5x from both sides, then I would be left with -8x over here. So I chose to do that to keep my variable positive. And then the opposite of a -16 is positive 16. So I'm going to add 16 to both sides. And a -8 plus 16 is a positive 8. Positive 8 equals 8x. And the -16 and the positive 16 become a 0 pair. And now I have one step left. They are multiplying by 8. Therefore, I'm going to do the inverse and divide by 8. And 8 divided by 8 is 1. Therefore, 1 equals x, or x equals 1, however you want to say it. All right, I hope these are starting to get easier for you guys.